There we go. Ready?
Yay!
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're cracking on Mondays with Brian the Bastard. We took over this show. Yay! As you can see, Jordan has improved.
Yeah.
How?
Somehow without practice.
I don't know. We were discussing before the show that Jordan should cut off one of her boobs, like an Amazonian. So she could play.
My boob really gets in the way. If you can tell, I have to like kind of hoist it. Luckily, it kind of fits right in there. Like
Have a boob curve on.
It's like
Cradling your boob with a ukulele.
It's nice that it kind of
You never saw that on Cracking at Midnight before, have you?
It happens to match my boob quite nicely, but it would also be easier if my boob didn't live in there.
Well, I'm glad that your boob is there, Jordan.
Or if I had a magic power that I could just like suck my boobs back in.
That would be useful.
To do something, and then just like.
That would be very useful.
You know, like at the gym, instead of wearing a sports bra, I could just like suck my boobs in, just be like, no boobs, and then. We're eating delicious pizza that I made.
Jordan made the best pizza ever. It has pesto and Brussels sprouts and bacon and chicken.
That's really good.
So y'all can be jealous of that. But we have a lot of fun stuff to talk about tonight. We'll be eating our pizza throughout this. It's just so good I don't want to stop.
No, my face is very red right now.
It's a little warm in here.
Cooking.
Also, it's the lighting. My lips look a lot pinker and redder than they actually are. Okay, whatever. Do we want to start with the big stuff or little stuff?
Little stuff.
Little stuff? Okay. Little stuff first. Scarlett Johansson's having a baby, and Jordan
Actual little stuff.
Yeah, exactly. It's a little thing. Right now it's like that big.
It's like a little bean.
And Jordan had stressed pregnancy dreams. So let's talk about babies for a minute.
Babies.
Because they're literally little, and we want them super bad. Not like now, obviously, because I have more important shit to do, but like, you know.
But babies. So I had this dream last night that I gave birth to 4 babies on a moving train. 3 So that was interesting.
Jordan's womb defies science.
Yes. I can just hold as many babies as is needed. So that was odd. And we were on this train, we were trying to escape Trollocs, which if anyone reads the Wheel of Time series, you will know what they are, but if not, they're basically the orcs of the Wheel of Time series. I don't know why we were escaping them. We're frozen, aren't we?
We're frozen right now. I don't know if it's actually frozen or whether my computer's just messing up, but I'm kind of curious whether Brian Fitzgerald is using the internet.
I think he's watching us.
Okay.
Oh, we moved.
Oh, I hope we're working. Well, either way, just in case we keep broadcasting and it doesn't stop due to my computer freaking out, let's just keep going.
Yeah, anyway.
Let's keep talking about babies.
So we were on this train trying to escape the Trollocs, and I was giving birth. And everyone was more concerned with the Trollocs. So no one was helping me, and I literally just had to catch my babies myself as I was birthing them. And then, like...
You had to watch your show. Jesus.
What?
Nothing. Oh, I forgot there's a delay. I just yelled at you. Sorry.
It's okay! Our live studio audience.
Anyway.
It is a bit distracting.
Yes, so I had to, and then I had to, like, just yell to people, like, how do I cut an umbilical cord? And, like, no one wanted to help me.
I have no idea how that part of it works. Like, there's so many parts of having a baby that I'm like,
just someone else? Yeah, if I
hope I gotta do this someday, which is scary. But whatever.
We shouldn't be trusted.
No. I don't know. I think I'll be a good mom. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Someday. Someday's a key word there. But other than Jordan's dream self having 4 babies, Scarlett Johansson's having a baby, which is awesome.
Presumably 1. And hers.
Yes, it is hers. I don't think she's started having babies. That would be odd. She and her fiance, who is a French journalist, who's also a fairly good-looking dude, they're having a baby. And Scarlett Johansson's boobs will get even bigger, and I'm okay with that.
Big baby boobs.
Big baby boobs. And it's going to be beautiful. But what we want to know is how the fuck is Scarlett Johansson going to make her Black Widow movie while she's pregnant?
Yup. Because that's happening.
Like, for realsies.
I was really nervous that it was not a real thing, because frequently Tumblr comes up with these, like, fake movie posters for, like, things that it wants to be real but aren't actually real. So I, like, didn't believe it for a really long time, but I've been checking IMDb, and it finally is actually up there as a real thing.
That's exciting.
Which is very exciting.
I'm very okay with that. Like, they always talk about how there need to be more women superhero movies, or... And there's all this drama about, like, the whole Wonder Woman, is she gonna get her own, is she always the side character in these movies, even though she's, like, a major role in that whole comic book universe.
Yeah.
And she's also, like, the best. I love Wonder Woman. I literally bought Wonder Woman underwear the other day. I wear a Wonder Woman t-shirt whenever I go to the gym because I want to feel like Wonder Woman. Like, it just, I'm all about the female empowerment. And I'm really excited for all of the female empowerment that will come from, you know, watching Scarlett Johansson be really beautiful and really badass for, like, 3 hours.
Yep.
Agreement?
And also, Marvel never just makes one movie. So, like, I'm really hoping for, like, her own franchise.
That'd be cool. I'm okay with it.
And what happened in Budapest.
Even though I know nothing about Black Widow as a comic book character. Like, her past, I've never, like, read anything with Black Widow in it.
Me neither. I just want to know. I don't want to have to read them. I want them to show me on screen.
That works. What other little stuff is going on? What other things that were little?
What are the...
Pope Francis. We're going to do a quick Pope watch, even though we don't care as much, but the boys usually care. So, Pope Francis accidentally said the Italian word for fuck in one of his speeches. And he's being judged for that, apparently, which is pretty dumb because what he said was the word cazzo, C-A-Z-Z-O, and the actual word that he was trying to say was caso, which is C-A-S-O. And so it would be like if I were giving a speech about something and I was about to say trap, but then I accidentally said crap. Except for now I'm the Pope, so I'm in big fucking trouble.
Because you're always in trouble.
Even though he's the best. So, that's a little news because we don't actually give a fuck about that.
Also, he could just say fuck all he wants.
And we'd support him. So.
I'm just like, whatever.
Even though we're not Catholic.
I technically am.
You're technically Catholic?
Mm-hmm.
I'm technically Protestant. I was baptized, but I've never, like, been to church, like, regularly or anything.
I went to Catholic high school.
Girl, you real Catholic.
I did all the stuff.
She's so Catholic.
I haven't believed in it since I was, like, 7, but technically I'm Catholic.
So you stopped believing in it at the same time you stopped believing, like, Santa Claus and stuff?
Kind of. It's when I had to do my first communion, and I, like, learned what communion was, and I was like, that's fucking creepy, guys. Except I didn't say fuck because I was 7.
That's too bad.
It would have been better. But yeah, so then I, like, started, like, researching other religions, because I was like, this is weird. I'm gonna find something that's less weird.
Cool.
And then I eventually was just like, I'm gonna go with none. And that's what I've stuck with since I was, like, 7 or 8 years old.
I can support that, Jordan. Other little stuff. This isn't technically little because it involves countries, but there's all this stuff about Russia invading Ukraine that's going on. Look at actual news sites to get technical information. But we were having an interesting discussion about it earlier, and from what we understand, of course it's a big deal because, like, you know, people are invading other countries, and when you invade other countries, that's, like, usually a sign.
Invade isn't a good word.
No, I don't think anyone wants to be invaded. That is just a negative experience overall. But according to what we've heard from a lot of people and news sites and whatnot, the part of the Ukraine that Russia actually invaded is a part of Ukraine that is actually very pro-Russia. Ukraine has a large population of people, as most countries do.
Ukraine isn't a person.
And the side closer to Russia tends to have closer political ties to Russia. And the side closer to the rest of Europe
It's like, hey, European.
Yeah, they're all about, yeah, let's go to the EU. What's up? But this president, I forget if he was more pro-Russia originally or more pro-Europe originally, but like recently switched a bunch of stuff. But Russia invading Ukraine, they're kind of just going to the place where the people are like, hey, we like you.
So as long as they stay there.
And don't do anything super violent.
Yes.
Let's just not get violent, Russia. You're allowed to visit as long as like people are kind of okay with it. Not like I control Russia by any means, do I? But it's not necessarily as much to scream and kick about.
And it doesn't mean we're going to war with Russia, which is what a lot of people, including my mother, were like, we're going to war with Russia. And I'm like,
Poor Pam Tower.
I'm like, no, we're not.
No, we're not. There was an announcement put out by the White House the other day that they're right now not excommunicating any military interaction with Russia. So their military and Russia's military are no longer talking, which I don't know if it's supposed to mean that there's like hostile. like two girls in high school when one started dating the other's ex.
Just giving each other the cold shoulder.
Exactly. Literally the cold shoulder. So we'll see what that really means. I would like not to go to war with anything, because I'm all about not war unless we're like, you know, playing Catan and I'm whooping Brian's ass. But yeah. Do we have any other little stuff? Anything else minor before we get to our giant piece of... Oh, no, we have a couple other little things that we want to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about Bill Nye.
Yeah.
Who here loves Bill Nye the Science Guy?
Everyone.
Everyone ever.
You don't stop watching immediately.
Exactly. We don't want your patronage.
Get away from me.
But you all remember Bill Nye doing his debate against the founder of the Creationist Museum in Kentucky, where he argued the Big Bang Theory and the other guy argued creationism. That whole shebang.
Shebang.
I did a pun, I didn't realize it. That's for you, Mark Tang. You're probably not watching. But what was I saying? Jordan, you know what I'm talking about.
Bill Nye, creationism. Stuff.
The museum in...
It actually got a lot of publicity for this creationist guy in his museum.
Which
was not the intended.
No.
Unless Bill Nye has secret motives.
I assume that Bill Nye was doing it to educate those who he would not usually be able to reach. Because a lot of people who believe in creationism would view this debate, and maybe they would realize that they're not very smart in a scientific way.
Yes.
They're allowed to believe whatever they want, but when you look at science, that is very unlikely. Yeah. But this museum gained a lot of publicity and a lot of patronage, and a lot of people were all like, yeah, creationism, who believe in creationism. And
then a lot of people also went as a joke that didn't know that it was a thing.
Yeah.
Or like, I'm going to go to the Creation Museum.
Yeah, people are, like, people who don't believe in it were like, I'm going to visit it because it's a tourist thing and it's hilarious.
But I assume they charge admission.
Oh, they have to. Or else I don't know how to exist. Either way, the Creationist Museum gained a lot of money when this whole thing went down. And because of that, they were able to fund their $60-something million project to rebuild or build a life-size model of Noah's Ark. It's called Ark Park. Yeah, that's a thing. So now, because of science, stupid creationists are going to be able to play in a giant ark.
I gotta say, though, like, if religious people are gonna throw their money somewhere, I would rather they throw it at, like, some silly ark park.
That's true.
Instead of, like, something super, like destroying all gay people, or like, you know, like something actually damaging. Like, go play in your ark. I don't fucking care.
Also, I didn't realize this, but this is super connected. The former Miss Kentucky came out as being gay. recently.
Good job.
Right?
Maybe.
And that's all happening in Kentucky. And were they in a state that recently decided to, be okay?
Do a dance.
To do a dance.
Have a dance party.
To do that thing.
Let's
No,
do the hand
they recognize same-sex marriages in other states now.
Oh, I don't know if that was Kentucky.
I think it was Kentucky. I think that's what this is all about. Because I know it was the girl from that state, and they're the state that started recognizing it and doing the hair drive. But all of this in Kentucky. So still crazy because they don't allow gay marriage and they have a lot of creationists. But moving towards things that we agree with. The more scientific liberally things, I suppose. Science. We're all about that science. And in a somewhat science-related news, Tech Bites. We got a Tech Bite for you. It's the Google Glass thing I told you about.
Oh, I was like, we do? Huh?
Yeah. This week, while
I don't like
Jordan was making pizza, I did the research. So Jordan has a lot of food for me, and I have a lot of stuff to yell at you. And hopefully you will talk about whatever you feel like talking about.
This next thing horrifies me.
It's terrifying.
So, like, I'm just gonna cry rather than discussing it.
So, y'all read in 1984 in high school, and you know the whole Big Brother thing. Well, once again, Big Brother
real,
exists.
Apparently. Double plus ungood.
Exactly. There's a device that's currently being developed that is very similar to Google Glass, and it's made for workers in whatever workplace setting they have, and it monitors what they do and where they go. And because of that, they're able to track productivity and stop people from, using Facebook while they're working or doing other things that are not as useful to whatever company they're, part of.
Doing it on the job.
Yeah, so they don't do it on the job like they did in freaking Wolf of Wall Street. You can't have hookers in the bathroom now because of Google Glass.
God damn it.
God damn it. So, this is really frightening. If anyone's ever worked in an office, you know how unbelievably boring it gets. And sometimes you need a couple minutes to check Twitter or to go to the bathroom and just breathe. And now every time you do something bad, your employer could technically use that against you if you ever were to be fired or dismissed.
Now, is it like glasses that like everybody has to wear?
I'm not quite sure. I really skimmed this article, but I've heard about it before. It's kind of been a thing in development for a while now. Either way, it's frightening. Do more research and let me know what you'll find.
Anything that involves spying is scary.
Exactly. Just like a lot of invasion of privacy. And also invasion of privacy that does not benefit mankind as a whole, truly. Like, I guess as much as I disagree with, like, tapping people's phones and whatnot, like, if it's for the state of national security, I at least understand the reasoning.
That at least is ostensibly to protect people. This is literally just like, do your fucking job.
This is corporate America
being mean.
Being super, super mean and creepy. Creepy.
Very creepy.
So,
also, like, what happens if you go to the bathroom? Is there a way to, like, shut it off?
I don't know.
You must be able to take them off.
I would hope so.
But then do people start questioning you? Like, you had your glasses off for 5 minutes. See? Were you taking a very large dump, or were you doing something else?
I don't want people knowing whether I'm taking a dump at work.
Yeah, like, it's just weird.
We don't like this.
Bad.
Tech developers, stop this.
Stop.
We, as representatives of a television show that plays on Google Plus, or
whatever. Keep looking at us instead of up there.
I go back and forth. It must look weird. Stop. We beg you. We're talking to you, since you totally watch our show. Let me check if we have any other small news before we start ranting about stuff. No, I believe that is everything we need to talk about before we get to the really big stuff.
Or do you want to laugh at the Noah's Ark movie for a couple seconds?
What?
Have you not seen the trailers for the
Oh, I've seen it for ages, but I didn't know that we were actually caring about it.
It's just funny.
Oh, yeah.
I just was at the movies yesterday, and I saw a trailer for the new Noah's Ark movie, and it never stops being funny that they're making a Noah's Ark movie.
It's very bizarre to see a biblical story in film.
Well, I was talking to my dad and my sister about it yesterday, because we went to go see Monuments Men, and we were just, like, talking about, like, movies that were in, like, the trailers or whatever. And I really wonder what the audience is there, because I feel like people who are, like, super religious aren't going to see it because they're, like, will think it's blasphemous or something. Like, you know, it just
Possible.
It seems weird to, like, be making money off of a Bible story, you know?
Yeah, but also whenever I watch the trailer, I just don't get what kind of movie it's gonna be. Because
Yeah.
it seems absurd because it's Noah's Ark. It's kind of a ridiculous story in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But it has, like, a lot of, like, kind of serious actors in it, and then, like, it's a very intense trailer.
Videos or whatever. But then I feel like a lot of non-religious people aren't going to watch it because, like, because who goes to see this random Noah's Ark movie? So it's like, who is going to see this movie? What is the target audience of the Noah's Ark movie?
I don't know. I really don't. Like, and I think the only other thing I could attach this to right now is, like, you know, the Passion of the Christ movies. But that was a very different idea. That was, like, Mel Gibson being kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And the church was a lot more involved or distanced from that.
Yeah.
Depending on
Maybe for next week I will look into if there is any church involvement in the Noah's Ark movie.
Yeah.
I'll do that for you guys. Because I know you're dying to know.
But yeah, maybe they'll play it at the Ark Park. What if they had...
They should. It should just be on a loop all the time.
Yeah, an outdoor family screening of Noah's Ark at the Ark Park.
At the grand opening of the Ark Park.
Yeah. Family fun for people who don't know what science is. So